Good morning. I am Coach Lavette Love, the CEO and founder of Love Life Legacy Coaching LLC. Do you ever feel like you are just stuck in a rut? Are you ready to go from existing to truly living the life that you were intended to live? Sometimes we are stuck in a rut and we go through the motions and we have days that roll by without much fun or excitement. We are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're not questioning things. We're not changing things up. It's that old saying, cliche saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're guilty of all of that at some point, right? We get too comfortable in the routine and are afraid to step outside of our comfort zone, step outside of that box to try something new. While that may be safe and secure to live that way in life, we end up spending our time only existing instead of truly living life to the fullest. The key to moving from letting days pass you by to creating meaningful life that you'll look back on with pride, with intention, with purpose, to feel like you've lived out your purpose is simply we have to step in, take control, and figure out what we want our life to be. Sounds easy, right? There are other things that are much easier than this. I think we overcomplicate things. We get very comfortable in how things are going. It's smooth, there's no bumps in the road. So why would you want to change it? Right? Of course, it's easier said than done. If it wasn't, there would be no reason to challenge ourselves. There would be no reason to dream, to aspire, to want something different, to try new things. The biggest problem is that we are very good at coming up with excuses, right? About why we can't do what we actually want to do. Have you ever talked yourself out of something knowing this is the thing that God has laid on your heart to do? Raise your hand. I'll raise it for you. They keep us from trying new things. It keeps us from taking risks. It keeps us from having to deal with the disappointment, the fear of failure. But guess what? What about the fear of success? That's actually a real thing. There are things you want to do in life, but maybe you're too shy. Maybe you're embarrassed because you're overweight. Your hair isn't the right color. Your hair isn't long enough. I mean, these are examples that you could create. These are excuses that you could create. That list could go on and on. Or, maybe because your feet are different sizes. But guess what? Everybody in the world, feet are different sizes. This is not about feet. This is about us to stop making excuses today and just venture out, step outside the box, step outside of that comfort zone, figure out what your genius zone is, figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And for a lot of us, there's nothing to figure out. We know what that assignment is. We just aren't doing it. So let's do it. We can do it. The difference between existing and living is actually doing it. Doing it. Who cares if you are out of shape or overweight? These are just examples. Who cares that your feet are different sizes, that your eyes are different colors? Who cares about any of that? Who cares if you're doing something by yourself because you don't have a group of friends that are interested in doing the same things as you? Who cares if everyone around you has an opinion about what you're doing? Who cares? Why? Because everyone has an opinion about what you're doing. But guess what? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Learn to feel good about yourself. Learn to gain confidence. Learn to love yourself and just do the things that you love. Not that your partner loves, not that your children loves. And I'm not saying go ignoring your spouse and your kids. That's not what I said. I said learn to do what you love to do. Because if you're a mom, if you're an auntie, whatever hat you wear, we get wrapped up and being supportive and nurturing and doing all these things for others. I have a good girlfriend, and she's always telling me, it sounds like you picked back up that cape. You know, that Superman cape, that Superwoman cape. I don't try to pick up that cape. I just don't try not to pick it up. And I had to learn to do things that Lavette wanted to do, learn to do things that I enjoyed doing, not just what my twins enjoy doing, not just what my husband wanted to do, not just what my closest friends wanted to do, what's important to me. That's when we have to speak up and use our voice. We have a voice. Why are we not using it? Figure out what you love doing. Start truly living your life to the fullest instead of just existing. Trust me, it is well worth the risk. I had to learn. I'm still learning. One way to get over the fear of the unknown and step out of your comfort zone is to ask yourself this question. Get in the mirror, turn your phone on, put the camera on you to do a selfie. You don't have to take the picture just yet, but just look and ask yourself, if I do this, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Often, the worst scenario that you can imagine is not as scary as the things you've endured, that you've gone through and made it to the other side. Try this one exercise to convince you to give up, to give the things you've always wanted to do a try. I challenge you today to pick up one thing, one activity, just something that you love doing, and do it this week. I really want you to do it today if you can. Take action, take charge of your life, and live on purpose. Live the life that God has blessed you with. All right, until next time, Coach Lavette Love.